Well, good evening, race fans. We come at you live here tonight from Las Vegas for the season finale of the Dev Sports Cards Tammy Butchino Memorial SCSRA Cup Series here tonight. And it should be a sweet one. We've got 3 drivers in the field eligible to take the title. So it's going to come down to the very last laps here tonight. Really get it squared away. And so, yes, we are in Las Vegas. It is time to gamble and try to run away with it here today. With 3 drivers left eligible for the title in the field. 4th driver missing here tonight. We're going to be short one of our 4 title contenders, sadly, as Garrett Walden, second in the points. He is going to be out here tonight. Had 4 wins on the season. Matt Parasini has had 5 and has the points lead rolling into tonight. His advantage over Matt Bands is 13 points and 28 points over Vince Brent. Colin Hoffman, not exactly mathematically eliminated, but it'll take a miracle for him to close the 49-point gap that he's got. And then, of course, the Rookie of the Year standings. Holden Wheeler has the top spot, has a 48-point lead over Colin Hoffman, which, just like I mentioned earlier, Hoffman has a shot at gaining nearly that many points in a given race, but that's going to require max points. So Hoffman in the same position, basically, must win here tonight and have a rough go of it with the competition. Well, we are getting through the practice session here. 9 cars have turned to time. We have 12 signed up to make the event here tonight. Vince Brent, Matt Parasini, and of course, Matt Bands in the mix. So it's going to be 2 Matts and Vince fighting for the title here tonight. All 3 of which are in the top 4 here in practice. Matt Parasini fastest so far. Matt Bands second, or rather 3rd quickest. And then Vince Brent 4th quickest. Sorry, I was a little bit late getting sorted and settled here. But we are in it to win it here tonight in Vegas. Championship racing doesn't get any better than this. Matt Parasini had to miss Bristol last week. Logged in from work on his laptop to turn a lap and get credited points for starting and parking. And that kept him atop the points lead, even with missing a race. So 5-point advantage here tonight over his teammate, who Walden, unfortunately out for the count here tonight, had to miss this race, the championship finale. So Parasini's going to have to raise the stakes against Matt Bands and his other teammate, Vince Brent. So we've got 2 minutes left in practice here. Go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors that keep the wheels rolling here at Intensity Broadcasting. First and foremost, I want to credit our big supporter of the SCSRA Cup Series, Dev Sports Cards on eBay. Primary partner of the SCSRA and a consistent supporter of the league. Their eBay store has fresh batch of auctions closing soon. From star rookies to vintage chase cards, plus 25-cent combined shipping on qualifying orders. If you want to support the people who support sim racing, check out Dev Sports Cards on eBay before those listings expire. And of course, Butt Kicker, bringing a whole new dimension to immersive entertainment. Butt Kicker has pioneered tactile feedback technology that lets you feel the action. Whether you're behind the wheel in a sim rig, watching a blockbuster in your home theater, or in the studio dialing in that low end. With 2 decades of industry leadership, their haptic transducers convert audio signals into physical vibration, turning sounds into sensations. If you ever wish you could feel that racing shift, explosion, or bass drop, butt kicker makes it real. And, of course, the hidden opponent. In racing, everyone prepares for the competitors they can see, but one of the toughest opponents a driver can face never shows up on the timing screen. The hidden opponent is tackling the mental health battle inside the helmet, educating athletes, supporting teams, and giving the racing community language, tools, and leadership to talk about what usually stays silent. Because when drivers confront the hidden opponent, it doesn't just make them faster, it makes the whole garage stronger. And so, practice winding down here at Las Vegas tonight. We're going to get rolling right into qualifying. 12 cars taking to the field here tonight on championship finale night. And, of course, give them sponsors a peek down in the comment section below, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, however you're watching it here tonight. Show our sponsors some love. Well, hot potato style, getting through qualifying here tonight. Let us focus in on the drivers setting their laps here. Already rolling first out of the pits. It is AJ Evangelista in the 05 machine. Season 12 has been kind of a roller coaster ride for AJ. He's been up front fighting for race wins, and yet getting connected in wrecks not of his doing, so kind of all over the board, but hoping to end it out strong here. Good run here at Vegas for that 05 team. I must say, one of the biggest improvements we've seen in terms from last season to this season, Lauren Vincent has been a rising star. He's been up front and, having chances to put himself in a position to win a race. And it feels like he has been able to grow with Cypress Academy behind the wheel, giving him intel, giving him skill sets to work on, and overall, this 07 may be a threat for seasons to come. So keep your eyes on Lauren Vincent here tonight in Vegas, and we'll see how well he does. Vince Brent out of the gates, quickest with that Bad Apple Monster Chevrolet for Cypress Academy. Already top of the board, him and his teammate Matt Persini, second quickest. Colin Hoffman, third quickest. And for Colin Hoffman, that incentive to actually go out there and win this race here tonight and potentially max points his way into the Rookie of the Year, for him, I don't think the title is in the mix because we had 3 drivers start here tonight that are in the title hunt. So Colin Hoffman could, since we're short, Holden Wheeler not in the field here tonight, so he's going to be giving up a big points bubble. And for Colin Hoffman, it's kind of like win or nothing else. Get those bonus points and maybe take Rookie of the Year honors from the race winners, 2-time race winner this season of Holden Wheeler. Devin Butchino dialing in his second lap here. Good for third quickest on his first lap. We're going to have to keep an eye out for Matt Baines. He has not yet taken a time here in qualifying, but your other title contender, and here he is jumping out on track. Before we do, we're going to keep the camera rolling here on Devin Butchino, see if he can improve on his second lap here. It looks like second lap just as good as the first lap. He's out there now just doing practice laps. So third quickest for Devin Butchino. And here we have Matt Baines, third in the points. The closest in terms of catching Matt Persini by a 13-point bubble. He is going to have to lay it out there and have a little bit of luck go his way to usurp the 24 team of Matt Persini. Billy Tidoff out on track as well right now. We're going to keep the camera on Matt Baines, though, as his first time lap is about to be in the books here. 3 cars still yet to qualify, Michael Lawrence, Tristan Cotton, and Josh Hall waiting. And there you go. Matt Baines takes top of the board with a 29.78. Quick first lap. He's going to keep it rolling here for his second lap as well. So he's going to need a little bit of luck here tonight. It's not like he's completely in control of his destiny. For Matt Pericini, a top 5 would pretty much ice it here. But you think about stage points and stuff too. Matt Baines is going to be trying to go out there and get stage points. Billy Titoff, 4th quickest under his qualifying lap here. Hop over to Michael Lawrence. And his first time lap under the watch right now, under the clock. Billy Titoff still going out there for his second lap. Slower on his second lap, but still good for 4th overall. And Michael Lawrence missed it by a hair. Qualifying wrapped up before he could finish his lap there. So he'll be credited as a no qualifying time, but we'll be starting back in 11th. Well, this is what it's all been accumulating towards, folks. The championship at the end of the season up for grabs. Matt Baines sets himself off on the right foot here, getting pole position, bonus points that do go with that as well, over Vince Brent and Matt Pericini, your 3 title contenders, setting it up 1, 2, 3 here tonight in Vegas. Then it is Billy Titoff, Devin Butchino, followed by Colin Hoffman, still in the mix for that Rookie of the Year honor. Carlton Charles in 7th. We got to talk to him last week with a podium finish. Lauren Vincent 8th. AJ Evangelista 9th. Josh Hall 10th. Michael Lawrence and Tristan Cotton rounding out the field here tonight. Well, the first stage here tonight, they're rolling to lap 40. Of a 150 lap event, 225 miles here around Las Vegas, to crown a champion. It's a shame that we couldn't get all 4 of the title contenders in here tonight. Garrett Walden off on vacation at the moment, so had to miss this one. 5 points shy of his teammate, so it really would have been interesting to see the Cypress Academy battle between the trio. Well, now it's down to the duo, and Vince Brent, with a little bit of luck here tonight, could climb past Matt Pericini, but it's going to take quite a miracle for that to happen. And I'm not trying to jinx anything. I'm just calling it as I see it, and the points out there on the line, Matt Pericini pretty much on a leisurely cruise, but 5 points over Garrett Walden doesn't mean anything without Walden in the field. 13 points over Matt Pericini, or Matt Baines rather, is a little bit more doable between the two there. And then of course Vince Brent, he's a little bit further back, but still mathematically alive. So here we go. Pace car pulls off. Our 12 cars here tonight, ready and roaring to life. Green flag drops right there. So Matt Baines and Matt Pericini on that inside line, drafting together into turn 1. 72 has the lead on the mid. Turns 1 and 2 on the exit of 2. He's going to have smooth sailing ahead for now. One of the tracks I've actually been to personally in real life, Vegas and Bristol. How crazy is it that we ended up finishing our season at Bristol and Vegas? To the tracks, to the NASCAR tracks that I've actually been to in person. This track, always fun to go to. I don't mind the heat so much, so it's always, a blast to be out and about in the hot Nevada sunshine. Good thing about Vegas is typically it never rains out either, so you can kind of plan around it. and not have to worry about races being delayed, postponed, whatever. And so, always glad to make trips to the Vegas racetrack, and here we are again tonight, of course, except in digital format, but still carries the same prestige, the same, allure of the real life racetrack. Go ahead and get the ticker pulled up here as we're now 3 laps into the run here tonight of 150. Matt Baines over Matt Pericini and Vince Brandt, your top 3 in the points. Billy Tidoff getting passed here by Colin Hoffman. Josh Hall on the move to he was all the way back in 11th or 12th, and Josh Hall on the move here up to 6th already. Qualified 10th, my bad. So up 4 spots for Josh Hall. Michael Lawrence also up 4 spots into 7th. So I'm kind of guesstimating here because I don't know for a fact, but if this follows the same rules as standard NASCAR Cup, and I don't know if they pay out all the way to the top 5 in the stage, but it would be something like 10, 9, 8, or 10, maybe even 10, 8, 6. But for Baines, a stage win would only help shrink his 13-point deficit by a little bit. It ain't going to be enough to win the title, as he is ahead of the 24 here for the stage. His goal, maximize, maximize, maximize. Get all the max points that you can get for that 72 team and let the rest of the race unfold behind you. For Matt Pericini, he has been the bandit of stage racing. Always seems to rack up the stage wins when they've mattered all year, and it's really factored into the grand scheme of things as to why he is your number 1 in the points. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the standings, the season-long standings. So stage points alone, Matt Pericini, well, bonus points, I guess, stage points. There you go, 90 stage points for Matt Pericini. Compare that up to Matt Baines, who has had 80 stage points. So the two pretty much close in proximity there of stage earnings. But the big one is Matt Pericini in bonus points not related to the stages. He has racked up 87 bonus points, while Matt Baines has only racked up 39. And so those bonus points typically come with no incident counts or other extra points, usually tied to laps led or pole position and stuff like that. So for Pericini, really laying it in heavy on those bonus points. Matt Baines tonight could build up on those over the 24, but we'll see. Pericini making the move for the lead now as Baines, all he can do is watch at the moment as that 24 car gets side by side with him. They're going to battle tooth and nail for the race lead. Baines not giving up. Neither is Parasini. Heck, yeah. No, I didn't catch the ARC race last night, but thanks to Jesse Whittington there in the comments mentioning that Vince Brent went in with a 12-point deficit and won the ARCA championship last night. So it's very doable. And for Matt Baines, very similar, the deficit that he's got. You never know. It's a full night of racing. We got 150 laps total here. Anything could happen. Good to know. Good to know. Yeah. Right there, Baines has already got a couple bonus points with pole position and laplet. The longer he keeps Parasini behind him, the better. But I think Parasini is going to end up leading a lap here, so that bonus point might be nullified. But those stage points are huge. And for Baines leading right now, 15 laps in of the 40-lap stage. The battle of the mats. Matt versus Matt. The Matt and Matt show. Any way you want to put it, we got two of them in the mix for the title. It's crazy, even in iRacing form. And like real life, you've always had the Dale and Dale show. It seems like anymore it's the Ryan and Ryan. You've got a couple ties out there. And, yeah, especially remember the Dale and Dale show where it was Dale Jarrett and Dale Earnhardt Sr. And Dale Jarrett ended up winning the Daytona 500 that year over Dale Sr. Ned Jarrett was up there in the booth calling the race as his son ended up winning the Daytona 500. That's, one of those moments as a race fan you just don't forget. Even if you weren't born or alive during that time, the replays and everything that come up definitely bring back what memories if you were even there, So we got our own version of that here in the SCSRA Tammy Butchino Memorial Cup Series presented by Dev Sports Cards. It is the Matt and Matt show here at Las Vegas. Now, for many years, it was the Kyle and Kyle saga between Kyle Larson and Kyle Busch for so many years. You'd see those two up front fighting for the win. And, how neat and how, touching to have a Kyle Busch tribute paint scheme here in the chase with Matt Parasini flying the colors of Rowdy there, Chevrolet. Don't let it fool you. That is still the Dynamite paint, Dynamite team with his wife's company, but they agreed to allow the Rowdy tribute scheme for the extension of the chase here, and it has been hard to beat. He has won 3 of the past 4 races in that 24, racking up all the wins here in the chase and the momentum to miss a race at Bristol. So it's a good omen perhaps to have Rowdy on the side of that car. We are halfway through the stage. I'm going to take an opportunity to bounce through the field here, give us some perspectives on a couple other drivers fighting in the mix. Here we got Tristan Cotton duking it out with AJ Evangelista, Josh Hall right there in the mid-pack, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Carlton Charles in the 23 there. And Devin Butchino out kind of cruising in his own zip code right now. 1 second ahead of Tristan Cotton and 1 second behind Billy Titoff. Vince Brent is going to be defending here for third and fourth place. Colin Hoffman trying to reel him in. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. No Holden Wheeler the last couple weeks, and he had such a big advantage in the Rookie of the Year title that it seemed like there was no one who's going to hold a candle to his Rookie of the Year shot this season. But Colin Hoffman has slowly but surely picked his way up the ladder here. 48 points back from Holden Wheeler, absent from the field here tonight. Holden Wheeler is going to get 0 points. So no points for Holden Wheeler. I want to say 60 points is the max that one can get. So heck, even a podium finish for Colin Hoffman, the incentive behind that just to get Rookie of the Year honors would be well worth it. Yeah, total points last week at Bristol. My bad. Garrett Walden won the Bristol. No, wait. Yeah, so I think it was still 3 of the last two of the last 4 races that Matt Parasini won. Richmond was won by Garrett Walden. Then it was Chicagoland and Auto Club that went the way of Matt Parasini. And then yet again, Bristol was another win to Garrett Walden. So tonight was almost setting up to be the rubber match between the two teammates, as they both won 2 apiece in the chase. It's crazy how things work out sometimes, and we did not get that here tonight. And, you know, that happens in racing from time to time, obviously. But we still got a good one out here, and a lot that could unfold. Yeah, so we do pay out 10, 9, 8. So it would be a 1-point advantage to win the stage over a second place Matt Parasini. Bands is already +1 to the good with the pole position. He would like to try and be 2 to the good by stage end. And these two keeping it interesting. We saw Parasini try to steal the lead there, but Baines fights back and gets sole possession of the lead once more. Colin Hoffman reeling them in. These are bonus points in the stage here. So it'd be 7 points, and then he would be rolling out into the last half of the race here. 41 points from the Rookie of the Year honors. So and for him, I think he's going to need that lead lap bonus point at some point here tonight to really get closer to 48 points. I mean, 48 points is going to be hard to do, but if you get the 7 points here in the stage, followed by a point, honestly, he needs the podium here in the stage to really set close to getting it, and then he'd still have to finish second here tonight, and it would be a tie between them. And I don't know if the tiebreaker would go. It would probably go the way of Holden Wheeler, who has 2 race wins. So you can already see Colin Hoffman racing a little bit harder for this stage here than one would usually race, because he knows what's on the line here, that Rookie of the Year achievement. And he's fighting with your title contenders, which in most, scenarios, you don't want to be in the mix with the title contenders. You don't want to ruin their day But Hoffman fighting for something just as important as a title at the end of the night. He wants to be known as the 2026 Season 12 Rookie of the Year in a season that, he's just proven that he can come back. He can, he's showed up to every race, and he's improved week in, week out. We've seen him on the podium a couple times. Just stout, consistent, and determinate. And we have 8 laps left in the stage. Man, he might try to go for the stage win, which would be at the demise of your title contenders, who really are getting, antsy for all the points in the title conversation here. But no one really told the 77 that he needed to lay up. He's going to go out there fighting. Now, like I said, he's almost in a must-win scenario. As I've delved a little deeper into the points conversation, it's not a true, guaranteed requirement that he has to win it here tonight. But maybe he was listening to the broadcast and it gave him that inspiration to fight as hard as he is here. Look at that, trying to take second away from Matt Pericini. The rookie flying through the field here. 6 laps left in the stage. Could he be in the mix to win stage here tonight? Oh, and that actually kind of threw Matt Pericini a bit of a curveball with non-title contender mixing it up here with your leaders. He got into the wall there. So this would be 9 bonus points for Colin Hoffman. And that would bring it down to a 39-point gap over Holden Wheeler. Talk about, counting pennies. We are literally counting each and every point here tonight to try and secure the titles that are at hand. With this, a second in the stage and an overall second at the end of the night, he would be tied with Holden Wheeler. But if he's getting up here to lead a lap, if he leads a lap, that's 1 more point to the good. And so he would be able to make up 49 of the 48-point deficit. And a second place here tonight would actually secure him Rookie of the Year title. 3 to go in the stage. Baines at this point, he's actually going to be +2 over Matt Pericini, thanks to the move made by Colin Hoffman. So Baines could roll into the second stanza of the evening as only being 10 points behind the leader of the title. But Colin Hoffman is not laying down. He's going to try to go for the stage win himself. That would be a swing in the points for Matt Baines to actually be back to only an 11-point advantage over Matt Pericini. Look at this. Wow, look at the momentum that 77 is carrying through the turns. Here he is coming down the backstretch. Who would have thought Rookie of the Year honors would be mixing it up with your title conversation here? I honestly did not think we would see something like this. Most cases in real-life NASCAR, whenever you'd have the playoffs, usually, the non-title contenders just lay down and avoid, rocking the boat. But we got to love this. This is worth it just to see the battles, to see, the Phoenix story here, the rise from the ashes, Colin Hoffman, as he could maybe stun the field here tonight in Las Vegas. Last lap of the stage. Here we go. Who is going to get the stage win? Is it going to be Matt Baines or Colin Hoffman? Matt Pericini under attack here by Devin Butchino. That could be another point in the favor of Matt Baines. I don't know if the car's getting away from him here. Baines is defending. We had to jump back up here. The stage win on tap here. 72's got the advantage. The 77's on the inside. At the line.
Caution, yellow
77. Colin Hoffman wins the stage here. Holy cow. And so for him, that is huge because that's 10 bonus points. That means he's got 38 points of wiggle room. And he's leading the lap, so that actually brings it down to 37. As long as he finishes third or better here tonight, he is your Rookie of the Year. That is an exciting way to end the stage. For Matt Bands, he still was able to maintain an extra point over Matt Pericini as Devin Butchino got by him there right at the stage end. Vince Brent falls back to 5th. Everything up for grabs here tonight, folks. It's going to get good. They're going to take their pit stops here under the stage caution. Wow, that was wild. That was really kind of an accumulation of everything this season, just getting to this point here tonight. And would you imagine how the stage played out? Crazy. So 10 bonus points go to Colin Hoffman, 9 points to Matt Bands, 7 points to Matt Pericini. Pericini gets a really good pit stop here, comes back out with the race lead. Quick in and out for the 24. He was even able to get back by Devin Butchino, who moves up to 2nd. Vince Brent gains a couple spots up to 3rd. Colin Hoffman from front to 4th. But for him, he's racing a different race. He, at this point, could be content with running 3rd all night long just to close it out. Matt Bands, on the other hand, loses the track position that he had earned. He was up to 2nd, falls back to 5th, but points in the bank. Now Pericini knows that those bonus points hang on the line. Lead lap obviously washes out, but lead most could be another bonus point up for grabs here tonight. Doubled up for the restart. It'll be just at 105 laps left to go here tonight. Cypress Academy's Matt Pericini alongside Neon Racing's Devin Butchino will reset the field here. At this point, I'll just kind of forget about points. We know the situation at hand. Don't need to remind everyone about it every corner of the race. We know the situation at hand. Matt Pericini needs to secure basically at this point, a top 6 if Matt Bands were to win the race. So anything in the top 6 for Matt Pericini, it's his championship, it's his title. 10-point gap, 10-point spread. Yeah, so it's going to be doable, but top 6 is pretty much the comfort zone at the moment, with bonus points still up for grabs here in the last half of the race. Vince Brent right up to 3rd, Devin Butchino in 2nd. And we're back and rolling. No caution for cause through the first stage here tonight. Everyone racing very clean, very respectful. Maybe a little bit of side contact on the walls here at Vegas, but nothing too severe. 3 wide with Matt Bands on the high side. He finally settles in front of them, but racing getting good for outside the top 5. Devin Butchino in second, Colin Hoffman in third, but there goes Vince Brent falling backwards to fifth. Matt Bands on the rebound, trying to get through the traffic ahead. Colin Hoffman sitting in third where he needs to sit to get Rookie of the Year. He's going to make a move, slice and dice right behind Devin Butchino, and up to second goes Colin Hoffman. Matt Pericini out front cruising right now. Ooh, Butchino gets into the wall. Slides right back in front of the 77, and here comes the 72. Going way high, drops it down low, a groove there. Vince Brent falls back to seventh, so his backward slalom continuing here as he's fallen back 5 spots from the start. Colin Hoffman up to second, Matt Bands in third as Devin Butchino falls back to fourth. Clip the wall there again. It's going to be a recurring trend here tonight as those drivers are trying to get every ounce of the racetrack underneath them. As much speed as they can get rolling through, they're going to clip that wall from time to time. Still 100 laps left to go here tonight, and it's really anyone's game at this point. Meanwhile, though, Matt Pericini racking up some laps led here. He's going to have to defend, though, against Colin Hoffman, who really must have did his time in the Sims this week. Getting it figured out here from Las Vegas. That 77 looks stellar. Fairly fresh to the series and still seeking that first career win. Colin Hoffman has one heck of a hot rod here tonight. And of course, take the whole championship battles with a grain of salt. Obviously, you know, points are very fluid. Sometimes you might have a penalty or something that gets docked and we don't catch it during the stream. So whatever does happen, we will basically give them the tentative title. It's not, you know, official until things are made official a couple days later, but tentatively with the broadcast, obviously we gotta try to deliver on the storyline. And for one, it looks like Colin Hoffman taking it to the limits here tonight. That 77 has a great fight for the Rookie of the Year title. And even crazier is that he's mixing it up with your title contenders, which then again, like I said, must win. But because both Matt Pericini and Matt Bands started tonight's race, he cannot make up 48 points even if they DNF'd. Especially given the stage points there that were unlocked. Oh, and look at this slideways. 77 goes there. Gets a little bit over the top. 72 of Bands right there to pounce. So that train has left for Colin Hoffman. He cannot win the pardon me, can't win the title here tonight no matter what. Only Rookie of the Year. Well, Matt Bands gets up to second and has his sights set on Matt Pericini once again. take a quick glance at the standings once again here. Obviously know the top 4 situation pretty vividly. You might be looking a little bit further back at the likes of, well, Josh Hall is here tonight. Ryan Gomes is not. So Josh Hall already looking to make it up to 6th in the points here. Christopher Bishop absent from the field as well. That means Lauren Vincent more than likely is going to move up at least a spot or 2. He should be able to move past Ryan Gomes as well with the finish here tonight. No Holden Wheeler, no David Hartney, and no Sharon Hill. So for the most part, anywhere between 6th to 9th up for grabs. Ryan Gomes and Christopher Bishop, they're going to cycle somewhere down towards the bottom there. More than likely 8th and 9th. As Lauren Vincent will be duking it out against Josh Hall for potentially as far up as 6th or maybe even 5th. But Colin Hoffman doing a good job here tonight. And as long as he stays out of trouble, he should be able to maintain 5th, maybe even get up to 4th in the points. No more stages here tonight. They are racing all the way to lap 150. Whether or not we get some wrecks to slow down the race pace or if we stay green all night long, it just basically, you know, sets the stage for the championship finale here. The drivers are going to have to, on the turn of a dime, make their moves and lay with them. Whatever happens, happens here throughout the last 90 laps tonight from Las Vegas. I guess, you know, kind of fitting to have a 12-car field for the end of Season 12 here tonight. 12 seasons strong. You know, you got 12 very competitive drivers out there on the field to close out Season 12. It would have been nicer to have a little bit larger field, but typically kind of have that, you know, playoff burnout. A lot of the drivers no longer in the mix for the title. Step down, let the other drivers, you know, duke it out, hash it out for the title. But still, 12-car field, very respectable, especially for a championship finale. And, you know, all of them very much in the mix to try for a podium here tonight or even a race win if something goes awry for your leaders up front. Colin Hoffman holding on to 3rd right now. Which for him would be 37 points of the 37-point deficit that he's got to make up. Not sure what a tiebreaker would look like, honestly. They may even go to the fact of, you know, Holden Wheeler missing numerous races maybe discredits him a little bit, but I doubt it. He had 2 race wins, so that usually is the first tiebreaker. If you have a race win, that supersedes any ties. So Holden Wheeler more than likely would win on a tiebreaker for Rookie of the Year honors. Of course, if neither of them had a win, like Colin Hoffman has 0 wins, they would have looked at the next notable stat, which is typically top 5s and then top 10s. Whichever driver had more, then it would go to that, you know. Or, you know, if they were like identical throughout the season, they would go back to wherever they finished the highest in the last race of the season, which of course then, and I'm just, you know, metaphorically speaking here, would go to Colin Hoffman, but that doesn't even factor in when Holden Wheeler's got 2 wins, so. Ooh, Matt Baines clipped the wall there. Trying to make up hay as Matt Pericini's built up a gap now over Baines. Some other battles in the field here. It looks like Carlton Charles trying to run down Vince Brent for 5th place. Lauren Vincent back in 9th, trying to catch up to AJ Evangelista. Colin Hoffman reeling in. Second on track here, Matt Bands. After Bands clipped the wall, maybe his car not functioning quite the same, as 77 is reeling him in here. But how about Carlton Charles giving Vince Brent a run for his money here? Right up on the back bumper, seeking a top 5 on the track here. Well, then he goes full wall ride there, akin to Ross Chastain or even the Kyle Larson line plus the wall. But he's still railing, get right up there on the back bumper of the 92. He is putting that Kyle Larson line to use here tonight, catching up the 92 and putting on a good battle for 5th place. Here we go again. You might as well just barely slip a piece of paper between him and the wall, because that is all the distance that he's got there. I am impressed here with the field. No big wrecks, no cautions. Everything has been green except for the stage break. So they really have saved the best for last here tonight in Vegas to close out the season, putting on a great race, giving us something to watch, to enjoy, get excited about. Do have to wonder, though, these drivers probably feeling like a break would be nice to get another caution to slow the race pace up a little bit. They're almost run the same distance here after the stage. They're approaching another, basically a 30-lap stint here of green flag racing past the stage. So 5 laps short from halfway, and look at that, the 77 of Colin Hoffman reeling in Matt Bands for 2nd place. Yeah, this season has been exciting. I'm always stoked to call the racing action with the SCSRA Cup Series, and this year did not disappoint. We are putting on a good show here tonight. And if this doesn't get you excited, then you might want to check yourself to make sure you're still alive, because this has been one crazy run here tonight, with a lot of back and forth between the title contenders and Rookie of the Year contenders. Look at that. Colin Hoffman right there on the inside of Matt Bands for 2nd place. And with the 2nd here tonight, there's no question about Colin Hoffman taking home that Rookie of the Year. For him, I think the incentive, like a carrot on a stick, would be to go out there and win this race. He doesn't want to just win on points alone. He knows that Holden Wheeler has gotten 2 wins this season. I think the ultimate bragging right would be to say that you won a race in the year that you were Rookie of the Year. And so for Holden Wheeler, getting 2 wins is impressive from a rookie. And it's a shame that we don't see him in the field here the last couple weeks, and that's really only given this title a different form of life at the end of the year. But Colin Hoffman showed up to every race this season ready to win a race if the opportunity presented itself. And tonight may be one of his best shots at fighting for the win, as we are now halfway through the season finale here tonight in Vegas. Devin Butchino running down Matt Bands as well. This could be problematic for Matt Baines, as the long run seems to be hampering his race pace here tonight. Falling backwards to 4th now, as Devin Butchino sits himself atop the podium here in 3rd place. And just like that, Colin Hoffman starting to break into the lead of Matt Pericini here. Was what, about a 1.5 second advantage to Matt Pericini. Has dropped to 8 tenths. And he's closing it a little bit more, 7 tenths this lap. Watch out for Colin Hoffman. He is a man on a mission here tonight to do way more than just win Rookie of the Year honors. Matt Baines, Vince Brent. We got a pit stop happening here. Carlton Charles dipping down pit road here on lap 77. The lead has now shrunk down to a half-second advantage. Matt Pericini losing the advantage he had over 2nd place. Hoffman reeling him in like a fish on the line. Devin Butchino in 3rd, Vince Brent in 4th, Matt Baines 5th. And it's Josh Hall, Lauren Vincent, AJ Evangelista, Billy Titoff, Tristan Cotton. That's your top 10. Followed by Michael Lawrence and Carlton Charles. 12th place, 1 lap down. 3 tenths of a second now. Look at this, the battle. Oh, he hit the wall. Tried a little too hard on the exit of turn 4 there. You can see the battle scar on the right front, but that has not slowed him down one bit. He is now within 2 tenths of the race lead. Give it up to Colin Hoffman here tonight, folks. I did not have this one on the forecast by any means. I honestly had no idea if the Rookie of the Year was going to be tied up by Holden Wheeler early. And of course, he missed the last 2 races, including tonight's. And then all of a sudden, it was wide open. 69 laps left to go here. And I think hitting the wall there for Colin Hoffman definitely trifled his run here a little bit over the 24. But he ain't going to give up. He's going to keep fighting as hard as he can in that 77 Chevrolet. Matt Baines has pitted Billy Titoff as well on pit road. And so that'll put us with 3 cars, 1 lap down during the transition of green flag pit stops here tonight. While another season closing might be a little bit bittersweet, the celebration of closing down another chapter, but also the anticipation for what comes next. I'm always excited and honored to be a part of these broadcasts with these great drivers, great family individuals and whatnot, putting on great racing for us to follow along with here on, on the internet and stuff. It's awesome, and I am honored, and I can't thank everyone enough that has involved me in, this opportunity of a lifetime. That's how I feel. It's one of the neatest things I've been able to do, and as a race fan from Washington State, it's been a lot harder to get into a community of race fans. So this is my little home away from home, and I appreciate it. Every individual person that makes this something special. And of course, obviously, I'm always there. If you need me, I'll call the races for the SCSRA Cup Series, but that does come with a little bit of a caveat with the next chapter in my life as a father-to-be here next month. So obviously, I'm going to have to be a little bit more picky, choosy on what works with my schedule, but I don't anticipate a whole lot changing as I can still throw these on. I might have to mute the mic a couple times to, tend to fatherly duties and whatnot. But I'm excited, what's coming next in my life, and then, what's going to be coming next for iRacing opportunities my way. I enjoy it, and I hope you guys enjoy the shows that I put on. If I had more time, I would go way out with graphics and other designs to make these broadcasts pop just a little bit extra. So thanks again for all of your continued support, folks. And we're in it for the long haul. I'm in it for the long haul, and I'm excited for what comes next, no matter what happens. So I'm impressed, though. This run here tonight, no big cautions, no big wrecks. Everyone just putting on one heck of a show here tonight. Colin Hoffman might have kissed the wall a little bit and slowed down his race pace, but he's not letting Matt Pericini get too far away. And the fuel window might be interesting here. I think it's about 60 laps. So those that pitted early obviously know they're going to have to pit again here tonight. Just like Pericini pitting here at lap 88, he tried to stretch it as long as possible. 60 laps is definitely really pushing it here tonight. So Colin Hoffman stays out an extra lap here, and he'll be stretching it to 60 to go. We will see where this shakes things out as Pericini pitted, but Hoffman going to stretch it another lap here on to lap 90 of 150. Devin Butchino running in second right now. Vince Brent in third. Josh Hall, Lauren Vincent. That's your top five. Followed by AJ Evangelista, Tristan Cotton, who just pulled down pit road. Michael Lawrence. And now Matt Baines ahead of Matt Pericini through the transition of pit stops here. Hoffman makes his pit stop, pulling down pit road here, and that will relinquish his lead on over to Devin Butchino. Devin Butchino for Neon Racing, followed by the 92 of Vince Brent for Cypress Academy. Josh Hall, Neon Racing, Lauren Vincent, Cypress Academy. So it's a back and forth there at the front of the field affair between Neon Racing and Cypress Academy. Devin making his pit stop here, as is Vince Brent. Very interesting comparison of lines there as they pulled off to pit road to make their pit stop here. Lauren Vincent gets credited with leading a lap here tonight. A bonus point that they cannot take away from him. AJ Evangelista up in second, still to pit, but you can see the closing rate there as Matt Pericini blows by the 07 with the difference of lap times on tires. So Matt Baines comes out through the transition of pit stops ahead of Matt Pericini, followed by Carlton Charles in third. And we're going to wait as they cycle the last of our pit stops here through the process. Matt Baines still not credited with the lead yet. You can see the difference between him to Matt Pericini 1 and 2 followed by Carlton Charles up to third. Wow, what a transition from the pit stops there. Colin Hoffman falls all the way back to sixth. It's Baines, Parasini, Charles, Butchino, Brent, and Hoffman, your top six. And so for Baines, back to the lead here after losing it temporarily. Parasini right behind him, keeping him honest. So this transition of green flag pit stops definitely shook up the field a little bit. Impressive to see Carlton Charles make up all that time, moving into third on the racetrack. Podium run going for him so far. And there we go. Parasini gets by Baines, but Baines not going to let that slide for long. He's going to battle back behind him. Not getting too physical, but you got to imagine the aggression could come out here with 55 laps left to go. Well, it's kind of funny. Replays are non-existent here tonight as we have gone, minus the stage caution, of course, caution-free here at Las Vegas. Only 4 laps spent under caution for the stage break. And, of course, as soon as I mention stuff like that, that's typically the time window that I jinx it. But we're still rolling. Lap 97. 53 laps left to go. Can we go green all the way to the finish? Things kind of falling apart here for Colin Hoffman in the Rookie of the Year title. Had to maintain a third or better to keep his conversation alive. Has fallen back to sixth. He might need a caution to get things sorted back in his direction here. But in the mid-pack, fourth, fifth, very much up for grabs here as Devin Butchino runs in fourth, getting around Carlton Charles for third. Charles goes way high. You got to wonder if the tire's a little bit older on the undercut strategy, getting out there before everyone else, and the advantage he had maybe starting to depreciate a little bit. So Devin Butchino back up on a podium run here. Vince Brent in fourth. Carlton Charles now falls back to fifth. And for him, Colin Hoffman within striking distance to get back up into the top 5. Matt Parasini gets by Matt Baines, and he is checking out. Got to wonder if maybe there's a little bit of strategy saving on fuel saving here. Baines maybe not able to make it at full speed ahead. So he falls back to second. Matt Parasini driving away with it here. And for Parasini, the fact that he waited to pit as late as he did, he can kind of go full throttle, all or nothing, and maybe save just a little bit right at the tail end. So we'll see in the last 49 laps here tonight if Parasini may have the winning strategy. Colin Hoffman gets back up into fifth. And third, very much obtainable. As you can see, Vince Brent a little bit further ahead of him within range. And then, of course, ahead of Vince Brent, Devin Butchino very much within range. They're all within a full second and a half of each other. While in the meanwhile, Matt Baines has a nearly 4-second lead over third place Devin Butchino. One car trapped a lap down. That is Michael Cheeseburger Lawrence in 12th place, 1 lap down. And that is who is hashing it out here with the 72 of bands. Lap traffic there, the 47, Michael Lawrence. And not really showing much speed in comparison to Matt Pericini, who's built up a gap of nearly 2-second advantage now over Matt Baines. Still no caution here tonight. And there's really no big battles throughout the field right now. Everyone pretty much spread out throughout the field. The only battle that's very tight is Colin Hoffman. Something happened to Tristan Cotton here. I don't know if he got into the wall. Let's go back a lap. Oh, yeah, he's got some left front damage there. 27, Tristan Cotton. Race stays green, though. The Southern 27 Toyota Camry loses it on the backstretch, tries to collect it, and bam! Hard hit on the inside wall there for Tristan Cotton. Had about a top 10 run here tonight, and that's all gone. As the car very much in disrepair. Pulls it down pit road. Gonna have to get the quick repair and come back from a lap down here tonight. Colin Hoffman reeling in Vince Brent here for 4th. Yet again, that Rookie of the Year honor very much within grabs here as Colin Hoffman closes in on Vince Brent for 4th. Really will be interesting if he has to secure a tie for Rookie of the Year. Not very often do you have a tie in any format, whether it be, for the title or Rookie of the Year. And it could very much unfold here at the end of tonight in Las Vegas. Had a good run there on Vince Brent, but Brent fights back, taken back over sole possession of 4th place. Devin Butchino out cruising in 3rd place, building his advantage over 4th place and trying to pick up the pieces on his way to Matt Baines here. Here's some crumpling metal in the background. Don't know who that is, but still no cautions here tonight. 111 of the 150 laps. We're on pace to knock this race out almost within an hour and a half. Probably the quickest race of the season if all goes according to plan. Carlton Charles has to pit here and falls back down a lap. Don't know if that is an indicator for anyone else having to maybe pit before the end of the race here tonight, but he was one of the first to pit, and he's going to pit a second time here tonight. Yeah, perhaps gambling on everyone else having to pit yet again here after his car fell off from the lead pace pretty rapidly there. So he can go back out there for the last 35 laps and really lay some blistering race pace laps here at the end of it. So we'll see. I don't know. The way this race has stayed green for so long here tonight, there is no telling what the strategies could all kind of come across at the end here. As you can see, Devin Butchino closing the gap here on Matt Baines. Second, third, fourth, fifth, all very much up for grabs here. I mean, look here at pit strategy. Basically, 47 to 50 laps is kind of the true window here. And the way it worked out, you know, when they pitted, about 60 laps left to go, 50 laps. It's going to be hard to get much more than that. So they are really going to be running it right to the ragged edge here. For someone like Matt Baines, it might have to be a roll of the dice right now to pit. Knowing that the race has stayed green like this, you might as well gamble. He's fallen into the clutches here of Devin Butchino, and so losing a spot here to Butchino would kind of be you know, the last needle before, you know, it's like, okay, we got to make the pit stop. We got to make it now. Interested with Carlton Charles, he made the pit strategy on near identical stints there, 35 and 36. Baines, though, has gone 39 and 37. We'll make that 38. So perhaps kind of on a consistent strategy there to go every 39, 40 laps. We will see if Baines makes the move here this time or if he's going to try to hold on and cruise up front. Parasini, of course, he can make a quick gas and go and try to get back out ASAP on his last pit stop, which should probably be around 10 to 15 laps to go. There you have it. Second place, Devin Butchino, right there in the mix as Baines falls back to third. .30 laps left to go. And Baines is going to decidedly stay out a little bit longer here, as he's going to keep really close to the back bumper of Devin Butchino and not let him get too far away. Colin Hoffman trying to get back on Vince Brent here. There you go, making the pit stop here at lap 122. It is Matt Baines. And for Colin Hoffman, man, it's going to be so close. Close, but no cigar, as one saying might go. As that, you know, rookie of the year, he's going to have to finish second to lock it down. Does not want it to go to a tiebreaker because it should go to Holden Wheeler if Colin brings it home third tonight. And he's going to try to do the undercut as well. Come in ASAP, get back out there ASAP. 27 laps left to go. Matt Percini's going to stretch it just as long as he did the first run. If you look at pit strategies here, he still has about 13 laps of wiggle room here if he wants to make that happen. You know, the only downside is the longer he stays out, the slower his laps are, and here he is coming 35 laps into this run. And how perfect. 35 with 26 left to go. Devin Butchino cycles around to the race lead here. Josh Hall up to second, so Neon Racing 1-2. We all know what Josh Hall attempted to do a couple weeks ago, trying to stretch the fuel mileage to steal a race win. And I don't know if there's been much save strategy involved here tonight, so more than likely Josh Hall will make his pit stop before too long. But don't count it out. Might be holding his cards close to his chest here tonight. You never know. Colin Hoffman back out on the racetrack, gets back around Vince Brent. Ahead of him there you have Matt Pericini, not very much further ahead. So either Pericini had a really bad pit stop or Colin Hoffman had a superb quickly pit stop, as he's right within striking distance of your soon-to-be race leader again, Matt Pericini. Matt Bands moves back in the mix here, up to third. But how about this with Colin Hoffman here within a second of Matt Pericini? We saw these two duking it out earlier in the race, and the 77 was reeling Matt Pericini in. Couldn't get the pass made, but who knows what could happen here. Devin Butchino still staying out here with 24 laps to go. Almost kind of on a lone lap. Him, Josh Hall, Lauren Vincent, Billy Titoff, and AJ Evangelista stretching that mileage as long as they can. For Pericini, doing all that he must to secure the title here tonight. Staying ahead of his competitors, Vince Brent and Matt Bands both. All he's got to do is close it down now, and he would be honorably year 2026 Season 12 champion. But what a wild story it would make for if Colin Hoffman could somehow strike and steal the show here tonight in Las Vegas. Either a first or second for Colin Hoffman will give him Rookie of the Year. Devin Butchino, Josh Hall stretching this mileage for as long as they can make it count. Back though on, yeah, no, it's Neon Racing 1-2 with Cypress Academy in third. Can start to look at their pit strategies here as they're they're running right up to about lap 140 on fuel mileage here, which they figured after making their first stint at lap 50, 49, 51, they're just on that strategy, hoping for a caution. And impressively enough, no cautions here tonight, so they had to try it, had to play spoiler here and figure out. But I guarantee you there's no way any one of those four drivers are going to be able to save 10 laps of fuel. That's a tall ask for any team, any car. Mile-and-a-half track such as this, you'd be stretching it pretty thin. Vince Brent moves up into what could potentially be third place here behind Colin Hoffman. Matt Pericini should be your race leader once things cycle out here. Look at that. He's going to get his lap back as Devin Butchino, a sitting duck at this point, rolling around pretty much a full second slower. But even then, 17 laps left to go. 1 second could still be a big enough advantage to win this race for Devin Butchino. Lauren Vincent pulls off on the strategy here. 16 laps to go. He is down pit road. And that'll bring up Matt Pericini into 4th place. Josh Hall pulling off on his pit stop as well now. So now it's left up to Devin Butchino and AJ Evangelista. And they are more than likely going to have to pit again here very soon. Matt Pericini, soon to be back in the race lead. And even so, he's catching AJ Evangelista at a rapid pace here. AJ, his last lap time, a 31.76. Matt Pericini at a 30.84. Colin Hoffman just a little bit quicker at a 30.82. AJ pulls off to make his pit stop. So there is the end of your pit stop strategies. Coming to a close here. Colin Hoffman up to 2nd. And that is good for Rookie of the Year. All he's got to do, maintain his 2nd, close it out here tonight. You're looking at your Rookie of the Year. Duking it out with what could potentially be Season 12's champion, Matt Pericini. But look at that. It's going to come down to the wire. These two are going to put on a show for the Las Vegas crowd. For Pericini, I don't think it's worth the risk to fight with the 77 for the race win here. You know, just settle in. Let the 77 kind of do his thing. If the opportunity presents itself, maybe you can get it back. But there's no reason to fight this hard with the guy that's not even in the title conversation, where that could just spell trouble for you. Look at that. Colin Hoffman. Had he maybe a little bit more luck during the chase, maybe could have been in the mix here tonight, as he's in 5th in the points and pretty much a lock for 5th. He might be able to catch Garrett Walden after missing the race here tonight, so could move up to as high as 4th in the points, especially with a race win, stage win, laps led, and yeah, no, a good night for the rookie. Vince Brent making it a Cypress Academy affair for the podium between him and his teammate Matt Pericini. And Colin Hoffman kind of the privateer. For KJR Racing. Colin Hoffman having a good run here. How cool would that be to interview the podium and basically interview the two drivers with the titles in hand? Wouldn't be any questions about it. The way they're running right now pretty much cements their legacy for Season 12. And even if things swapped here for the race win, it would still go to each driver in their individual rights. So 10 laps to go this time by. What's left in the tank here for Colin Hoffman? Is he going to try to fight hard for that first career win, or is he simply content running second here tonight, knowing that he's got that title of Rookie of the Year? Devin Butchino, the long pit strategy cycled him way back to 11th, 1 lap down. He kind of made his bed and laid in it, hoping for a caution, which never came. So for Devin Butchino, a finish kind of ripped away from him here in the waning laps. But he had to try and do something contrary to the popular strategy here tonight, and you know, it was worth a gamble. Still not a bad season. Devin Butchino winning at Talladega earlier this season in the season of memoriam for his mom, Tammy Butchino. And we're going to lay down another really baller race here tonight, as it's going to come down to the last lap, guaranteed. This battle far from over between Colin and Matt. Within a third of a second from the race lead, Colin Hoffman can see victory ahead, but making a pass on the guy that's been tough to beat this year. 5 wins really goes to show you just what kind of season Matt Parasini has had. And he would be more than content to add a 6th win to his name and have won 6 of 15 races this season. That, you know, in its own is caliber enough for a championship. But I don't know if he's going to be all that, you know, upset for finishing second to a rookie such as Colin, who's been racing him very clean too. And it's been worth it here, catching these two battle it out all night long. Colin Hoffman kind of fell off strategy there a little bit from the 24, but as the full cycle came back right into the mix here at the end. Looks like Vince Brent pretty much in sole possession of 3rd, as Matt Baines pretty much in sole possession of 4th. Josh Hall in 5th. It's really, you know, long spread out from 1st all the way back to last. This battle up front, really the closest battle we have in the last 5 laps here tonight. At this point, Matt Parasini just crossing his fingers, hoping there's no cautions, no overtime. Just get the white flag and roll to victory here tonight. And he's keeping Colin Hoffman at bay here. Hoffman had a run, but it looks like it's kind of plateaued a little bit. 4 laps to go. However, though, if Parasini even bobbles a little bit, Colin Hoffman will be there to pounce. As of right now, Colin Hoffman would be about 1 point to the good over Holden Wheeler. If he wins the race, he would be plus 2 points to the good over Holden Wheeler, where he had a 48-point deficit to make up. Currently, he's made up 49 points here tonight. He's had it set on kill. And look at that, within 2/10 of the race lead. He's been saving his stuff for the end of the race here tonight. 2 laps to go this time by, and he's got the lead draft right there on his nose. If you're not at the edge of your seat yet, then you might want to get there, because this is fixin' to get good for the race win. Within 1/10, now Colin Hoffman has closed the gap. Lap traffic in the mix, that is the 05 of AJ Evangelista trying to get his lap back. This could be an interesting twist as well if the 05 gets up there, gets around the 24, but it's definitely thrown Colin Hoffman for a bit of a curveball here as white flag waves, 1 lap to go. AJ Evangelista may have sunk the ship for Colin Hoffman. Was worth a shot. Still, Rookie of the Year in the books. Minus a win, it ain't going to hurt too bad, as Matt Parasini is going to roll around here tonight for race win number 6 and the title of Season 12. He is your champion here in 2026 of the SCSRA Tammy Butchino Memorial Cup Series, taking it home in style. The only way he knows how to, dominantly performing on the track here tonight, sealing the deal with a victory kiss, taking the championship under his belt. What a season for the 24 team. They put on a clinic. 6 races won out of 15. If you didn't win the championship, then there would have been people questioning how did he not. And gets the job done in Vegas here tonight. What a great battle between him and Colin Hoffman. Got to give it up to Vince Brent for bringing it home on the podium as well. Matt Bands more than likely going to hold on to second in the title. Vince Brent will move up to third. And man, Colin Hoffman may be fourth after tonight with a great run, 49 points on the table for him. We are tentatively giving Colin Hoffman Rookie of the Year over Holden Wheeler. There he is, burning them down with the Rowdy Skittles paint scheme here tonight in Vegas. How fitting. Honoring Kyle Busch at Kyle Busch's home track. The Rowdy car gets to burn it down in Las Vegas. That's his spotlight here. We're going to keep it on that 24 car as he burns it down here tonight. Josh Hall is able to bring it home 5th. Billy Tidoff with a 6th. Lauren Vincent 7th. Carlton Charles 8th. AJ Evangelista 9th. Devin Butchino 10th. But for the team, Cypress Academy, not only did they win the title, they won the team title as well. And so as you can see there, 92 Vince Brent celebrating with his teammate. The double donuts here tonight. A podium finish and pretty much third place in the title hunt as well. The two teammates celebrate together. Definitely dig that Bad Apple Monster Juice Chevrolet. Here we go. They're going to burn it down in style. This is a definite Days of Thunder-esque moment, getting them both nose to nose, burning them out here at Las Vegas. How cool. Now they're going to burn them down until there's no motors left to burn down. Of course, in a little while, we will interview your podium finishers. Of course, the first would be Vince Brent there in the 92. We got to wait till he gets pulled back down pit road. And your champion, 24, Matt Pericini. But here is your race results from this evening. We had, at the end, 8 cars finished on the lead lap here tonight. Matt Pericini taking the win over Colin Hoffman, Vince Brent, Matt Bands, and Josh Hall with a solid top 5 run here tonight. Billy Tidoff bringing it home 6th. Lauren Vincent matching the car number 7 on the 07. Carlton Charles 8th. AJ Evangelista 9th. Devin Butchino 10th. Michael Lawrence and Tristan Cotton rounding out the field here tonight. Alrighty, let us get rolling into the post-race interviews from our podium finishers here tonight. Starting off with our first interview of the evening, we're going to roll it in with number 92 here of Vince Brent. Vince, this is Jacob in the booth. Do you copy?
I do, man. Well, how's it going?
Oh, man, it was an exciting race through and through here tonight. I was stoked to follow along with this one. There was a lot of battles, a lot of great racing. You guys must be tired after that one. No cautions for cause, only the stage break. How do you feel at the end of this one?
Oh, I had a blast, man. This was, just fighting the track. It kind of changed from tight to loose, back to tight. It was just a lot of fun, man. I enjoyed today. As you said, yeah, a little tired. I can't. My right wrist is a little sore after that.
Yeah, no, Vegas definitely did not disappoint here tonight. All the strategies unfolding there with green flag pit stops. A few drivers trying to stretch it, hoping for a caution, and that caution never came. With your progression through the season, you've really gained a lot of experience here. And if you had to look back at race 1 to race 15, what could you say about your experience from start to finish this year?
Oh man, that was the goal from race one was just to progress. Like I said, I've said a few times, like the Cup car is not something I'm good at, and I will say I feel like through this season I've learned a lot, and a lot of that is credit to my teammates and um, just I'm really happy with my progress. Looking forward to taking what I learned this season and applying it to next season and seeing what if I can actually contend for a championship.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see what comes next in the series. It's been quite the experience. Cypress Academy definitely has the field's number, so you guys have some good tools at your disposal. You come home in the podium position at the end of the season for the title. I think you would have probably wound up about third here tonight after all the points fall down the wire. Um, you obviously, yeah, you had a lot of races here this season that could have gone your way and fell apart, and other races where you just soldiered along to get a finish like tonight, where a podium might be as good as a win sometimes. But with that, how about the off season? What are you going to do? How are you going to celebrate this season? Just chill out, or how's the summer looking for you?
I, and the grind's not going to stop. I'm just going to continue to try to get better and just outside of the grind, I'm definitely going to try to spend time with my not try. I'm definitely going to spend time with my baby girl. She just turned 3 months old, and what an awesome 3 months of being a dad. It's my first child, so it's been amazing. So, gonna have a few weeks off with this and spend time with her and try to perfect my craft and get a little bit better and just go into next season the best version I can be.
That's true dedication right there. Even with a kid, you're still out here turning laps, fighting for a championship. Floor is yours. Hand out all the thanks and acknowledgments friends, family want.
Yeah, first and foremost, I want to thank my wife for just always supporting me. It means a lot to be able to come on here and have some fun with the boys and just race with a great field of guys. Like to be able to go start to finish tonight with no cautions other than the stage is impressive. Want to give my team a shout out. Team owner Jesse Whittington. He's got a great thing with Cypress Academy, and he really pushes us to be the best versions of ourselves. And just want to congratulate Matt Pericini. Freaking so proud of him being able to capture the championship. Want to give out a shout out to Garrett Walden. There's no way I would have finished third in points tonight, and would have loved to seen him and Matt battle it out for the championship, but he was definitely missed tonight, and just want to thank him for all the help he's provided this season as well. I want to thank the admins for all they do. This league it's got a great foundation and great people in it, so I'm looking forward to being a part of it and helping it grow. And of course, you for the broadcast. It's not as fun being able to do this and not having something to come back and watch. So thank you for giving us a great broadcast to watch what we do and hopefully give the fans something entertaining to watch. And all my friends watching back, Ryan, I know he's watching, so I just want to thank him for all the support as well.
Well, it was a blistering fast race here in Las Vegas. Go get yourself a beverage, a water, something to drink, and yeah, have a good off season. We'll see you in the next one.
All right, man, you too.
Vince Brent bringing it home third in the title, bringing it home third here tonight in Vegas. Now we are going to go ahead and hop on over to the surprise of the night. Honestly, Colin Hoffman definitely stunned the field here with a great run. Colin, it's Jacob in the booth. Do you copy?
I got you, Jacob.
Well, I don't know if you were in the know on where your points were in line for Rookie of the Year honors, but I do think I with almost 90% certainty feel like you actually earned Rookie of the Year honors here tonight. What are you feeling at the end of the Vegas race here?
I don't know, man. It feels pretty good. I feel bad for Wheeler not being able to come out here and race the last two races, but I ended up putting together two really good races towards the end here and gave myself a shot. So I've learned a lot, and towards the end of the season I started putting together some good results. So it's been a lot of fun, and I've been enjoying the hell out of it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of came from like out of the middle of nowhere here tonight. We'd seen you, strong on a few races, but not like tonight where you were out there fighting for the win. You're up front leading laps. Where did this come from? Did you have extra sim time this week with Vegas, or is this just a track that you're really comfortable with?
For some whatever reason, it just connected well with me tonight. I was able to feel, was able to, have good throttle control tonight, and I was able to get out of corners. I think just a little bit better than 99% of the people out there. But you know, I've I've talked to some of the guys like Parasini and Walden and them. And they talk about how throttle sensitive this car is, and I've come a long way learning the car from race one this season, and I was able to put it all together tonight, and it's a good feeling. So.
Yeah, the race was exciting. The battles that you were up there fighting with Matt Persini and Matt Bands all day was, that was the exciting part of tonight. It made it, a fun race for spectators to watch, and I sure hope it was a fun race for the drivers in the seats. So obviously, we cannot with full certainty guarantee you the Rookie of the Year honors, but it was like looking like 1 point here, maybe tied, and I'm sure if a tie were to happen, it would have gone to Holden Wheeler. So we're gonna just tentatively hand it over in your direction. But what's next season look like for you? Are you excited? Are you gonna be part of the SCSRA Cup Series going forward?
Absolutely. I think I'll definitely be back, and I'm probably going to bring a few extra folks with me as long as they're able to get in. And I think we're going to have a good little team next season. I want to thank the admins. They put on a great season. They have a great foundation here, like um, Vin, Brent said. Really appreciate everything they do for the league. It's been a lot of fun. I enjoy coming out every week, and hopefully we put on a decent show every week. So it's been a lot of fun.
Well, is there any other sponsors, friends, and family you want to thank here at the end of the night?
Of course, always thank the friends and family and my fiance. They, every time they watch, tickles me a little bit. Let's have the fun, a little, little supporters out there. So
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was a great race here, dude. I'm excited to see what next season has in store for us and celebrate this one. Enjoy it. This was a record high for you.
appreciate it, Jacob.
Well, that was Colin Hoffman bringing it home second here tonight and tentatively your Rookie of the Year. But there is no question about this one. The title. Dominantly performed here this season, Matt Parasini. We will go ahead and interview him next. Matt, it's Jacob in the booth. Do you copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, this pretty much ices it. I mean, after missing Bristol and all that, you had some reservations on what Vegas would look like rolling into tonight. But you really laid down the gauntlet here in Las Vegas, bringing the best you could, the best equipment, and with a little bit of strategy, you're able to get it done. Kind of walk us through the night. How did you secure race win number 6 and do it in style like this?
Now it's Jacob, it was just we did exactly the same thing we've done all year. And that was just run consistent laps, keep the tires underneath the car, and keep yourself out of trouble, right? I mean, that's the big thing. And I mean, going into last season, I mean, I got beat by Jesse and Garrett, and I knew. I mean, there are my teammates, but I knew going into this season I was going to have to step up my game another level and find that extra level to try to compete for the championship this year. And the guys at Cypress Academy, I can't say enough about all of them. I mean, Jesse and Garrett and Charlie and Vince and Lauren. I mean, I can't say enough about all of them. We support each other, we help each other. The setup was not to my liking tonight, and Jesse was able to give me a couple tips and tricks that really helped me to save the right front. and I've really been working on my green flag pit stops a lot, and that showed, because I think that's where we gained a lot of the time tonight was on the green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it was so multifaceted here tonight. No cautions for cause except for the stage. And of course, kind of the stunner was Colin Hoffman. Did he have you sweating bullets at any point here tonight for the race win? You didn't really have to win here tonight. You could have settled into second, but I mean, obviously, you're not going to want to just settle for second. The race win is right there in front of you. But kind of walk us through the battles here tonight. Colin definitely stepped up his game.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he took 2 tires on that last pit stop to gain the track position, and I was actually shocked at how well his car was handling with the 2 tires. He did a great job. I saw him, I was pulling away from him. I thought, he won't be able to keep up with me with 2 tires, and then he started reeling me back in, and it was like, uh-oh, this isn't good. So anyway, I saw what he was doing, and I just, with the next gen car, if a guy's catching you, you have to take his line away and take the air off of him, and that's exactly what I did. And he just, I think he could have got beside me, but I don't think he could have passed me.
Well, yeah, you got season 12 under the belt. You are officially the champion here in the SCSRA Cup Series, and obviously, you earned it this year. 6 wins, and then I think it was about 5 wins on Garrett Walden, or 4 wins, either 4 or 5 with Garrett Walden. But it was a team affair. I mean, you had Vince Brent bringing it home third here tonight. Cypress Academy obviously locked up the team title, and you guys brought it home first and third at the end of the season. So what's next? 2026, 2027, and on. What's kind of the picture for Cypress Academy?
I'm not sure. I know that we haven't really discussed what we're going to do. I know that there might be a couple of us where schedules are going to maybe start becoming an issue, and we may not be able to race Wednesday nights, so we may not be back next season. We haven't really had a chance to talk about it yet. I think at this point we're just we've been so focused on making sure that not only did we bring home the team championship, we wanted to make sure we brought home the driver championship as well. And so we've been really focused on that. And, we'll start looking towards the future here in the next maybe couple days. But tonight we're going to sit back and we're going to enjoy a great season. I mean, I can't complain at all, because if you look at my chase, there was 5 races. And I don't count Bristol, because Bristol had to be a starting part, because I literally was running on a laptop with about 30 frames per second and a keyboard to make it go around that track. So I kind of throw Bristol out with the bathwater, kind of like as a no start. And of the 4 races, we finished second, first, and first. You can't ask for much better of a chase than that.
No, for sure. Now the floor is all yours, champ. Who do you want to thank? Everyone, all the fans, all the sponsors, who got you here?
I mean, first and foremost, always have to thank the family first. My wife, Leanne, my daughter, Johanna, they support me in this. They know at this point it's the closest that I'm going to get to driving a real race car. So they support my hobby, and they'll watch the replays and everything, and love seeing Dad out there. So, I mean, big shout out to them. Also, my wife's company, Dynamite Creative Co., they sponsored the race car this year. I know we ran the Rowdy scheme for the playoffs, but that Dynamite Creative Co. is what got us here and was giving us the financial support for this season. So big thank you to her. Big thank you to my painter, Mike Wheel from Mosh Customs. If you guys need a paint, hook me up, let me know. I will put you in touch with Mike. These cars that he banged out for me this year were absolute fire. We actually had one paint that we just didn't quite get out in time. It was actually a reverse of our main paint scheme. It was white on blue instead of blue on white. And it was it's an absolutely beautiful looking race car. Wish we could have run it, but Mike from Mosh Customs knocked it out of the park. Really glad to put one of his cars in victory lane for the 6th time and bring home the championship. Got to thank the league, the admins. They did a great job this year. Thank you for the podcast, and I'm gonna do it last, because I have to thank our team, Cypress Academy. Jesse had the vision, brought in the drivers that he thought would be the best fit, and put us together. We all gelled. We've become great friends, all of us, and we all want to see each other succeed. And I know for sure if we were all together in a close location that we could all get together tonight, I'm sure we would be heading out to the bar and celebrating this win for sure. So big thank you to all those guys. I love them all. They're great guys to race with, and we got way more championships to come with this group. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, yeah, hopefully we can see that alternate paint scheme next season, whenever that season will come. And nice, neat little cherry on top, getting the Rowdy paint scheme here at Vegas with the championship, winning at Kyle Busch's home track. It's all, kind of come full circle here. So, no, yeah, congratulations once again on the championship. Celebrate this one, enjoy it. And until next time, we'll see you again.
Yes, thanks, Jacob. Much appreciated.
Mm-hmm. Have a good one. Well, folks, there you have it. Season 12 of the SCSRA Tammy Butchino Memorial Cup Series is under wrap. And it couldn't have been done without the honor, the tribute, we are paying tribute, of course, to, Devin Butchino's mom, who passed away, and we've done a season worth her. She was tuning into these races, from what I've heard. I didn't know her personally, but I feel like this season in its own was worth every ounce of what we put into it this year in honor of Tammy. And so she would be here watching these races with, Devin and the rest of the crew, racing each week, see how they went down. And she sounds like was a statistician. She knew the races to heart for the most part. And it's, sad that we lost her back in February. But we did it. We did it in honor of her. And hopefully I did her proud. I did the Butchino family proud. This season has been exciting. And a season well worth it at the end here. But that's a wrap, folks. Season 12 in the books, obviously. Season 13 up in the air. We'll figure out when and where that season will play in. And this one has been one of the most exciting ones that I've seen up to date. I got to cover Season 11 and now Season 12. Sign me up for Season 13, folks. I'm a fan. Congratulations yet again, Cypress Academy and Matt Pericini taking home the title. Kudos to the administrators of the series, the SCSRA Cup, and everyone involved. The ARCA series as well. I was able to cover one of those races this year. It's special. These racers put on a great show for us, and I'm flattered and honored to be a part of it. So have a great weekend, folks. Have a great holiday coming up here, July 4th, in a matter of a week now. And hopefully enjoyed tonight's broadcast. And we will hopefully hear more or see more about the next season in the works. This is Jakester with Intensity Broadcasting. Much appreciated for the opportunity once again, and I can never be thankful enough. Thanks to the family, the Weiss family, and everyone involved with Intensity Broadcasting. I may not know you personally, like face to face, but you guys are awesome and make this race fan happy, getting to do something he enjoys. So until next time, folks,